Forex.
Hapo yeye ina shida na mouthpiece.
Mm.
And you don't have participants, so
I don't have. So I can just continue. Sio wanataka kuona hiyo kitu.
hiyo tumeanza kurekodi na mimi kwa hapa.
Okay. Yes, good afternoon.
No, kwa sure kama voice ni
Yeah?
hii ni hizi nafanya.
Nini?
Hizi earphones. Iko na mouthpiece. Ziko na mouthpiece. Hizi ama amekwambia anatumianga gani?
Hii ni ya
Unakuza inafanyanga hapo.
Samsung. Eh.
Inafanya. Iko na mouthpiece.
Lazima fanya. So what do I do?
When you speak in your kama ina vibrate.
Hello?
It's not vibrating.
Hello? It's not vibrating. So what do I do? Huh?
Can you zoom with no participants? We are not encouraging this.
But that's what they said, every unit.
They say
Every unit.
you do what?
I zoom. But you can just zoom. I mean,
Now. So you can just start.
yeah.
You are using which one? Just talk to one. You are using this.
I'm using this. Eh?
This one. You
Yeah.
need this. Network.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
It is okay.
It's okay. Hello? Nasema lazima vibrate.
It is okay.
So what do I do?
You continue.
I get the notes.
Just give out the content.
Hello? Yes, good afternoon. Executive Framework is one of the Central Bank of Kenya mandate. It's a foster to the liquidity, solvency, and proper functioning of the market-based financial systems. This includes Banking Act, Microfinance Act, and Central Bank of Kenya Act, and prudence guidelines or regulations issued they are under the commercial banks and mortgage finance companies. Commercial banks and institutes are licensed and regulated according with the provisions of the Banking Act and the regulations and prudential guidelines issued thereunder. A key players in the Banking Act or sector is the commercial banks and mortgage finance companies are subject to regulatory requirements governing their prudential position, market conduct, in order to safeguard the overall soundness and stability in the financial system. The commercial bankers and mortgage finance companies with more than 50% shareholding by the government and state corporations. Number two, as at the end of June 2016, of the 20 locally controlled stations, 3 were not operational. One was under statutory management, and the other was under receivership. The other institutions regulated and supervised by the Central Bank of Kenya are microfinance banks. These are classified into two categories: the community-based microfinance banks and nationwide microfinance banks. And these institutions have proved instrumental in expanding financial inclusion or access to financial services throughout Kenya. Microfinance institutions like forex bureaus and money remittance providers, forex bureau and money play a pivotal role in ensuring fair foreign exchange rates. As more competition in the market reduces the spread of exchange rates, foreign bureau deal purely with spot exchange of foreign currencies, while the money remittances providers also enable customers to transfer money within or outside the country. The Forex Bureau, Credit Reference Bureaus. The Credit Reference Bureaus, or CRB, is an entity licensed to collect and collate credit information on individuals and businesses from different sources and provide that information upon request, mainly by credit providers in the form of credit reports. Now, the credit reference bureaus, representative offices of foreign banks. The representative offices in Kenya are established by foreign banks who wish to have the presence of legit banking operations and are authorized and overseas by central bank under the Banking Act and only permitted to undertake research, marketing, license laws on behalf of their parent and affiliated um, institutions. They are therefore not allowed to conduct banking businesses. Other financial institutions, risk-based financial framework, risk-based supervision, that's RBS, is a supervisory approach adopted by the Central Bank of Kenya in supervision of licensed financial institutions in Kenya. Under its approach, the central bank assesses the risk profile of each institution and ascertains the effectiveness of the systems and procedures to identify, measure, monitor, and control risks. A supervisory plan detailing the supervisory resources needed for each institution, staff, and time is formulated having regard to the institutional risk profile and the risk management systems. Thank you very much for the lesson. Now we go to the next one. Is lesson 2, we have to look at the customer relations with the bank. There is no statutory definition of the customer. The relationship of the banker arises when the person or persons, the society, club, or firms or company make an offer to become customer which the bank readily accepts, may be subject that, that's the end of the regulatory framework on the banking. Now we have to look at next second topic is going to be on customer relations of a bank, or what you call customer bank relationship. Wait, I want to go to the next topic. How do I go to the next topic?
You scroll down.
No, this is the topic I'm having.
See, you go to this topic 2.
Yes, I'm coming. I've come there.
This topic 2.
Yeah,
Do you have a topic 3?
yeah. After this,
You don't have. Because if it was there,
mm.
I've seen it here. See, this is
She is here.
topic 3. Click up.
Hmm?
It will take you to that.
These are custom bank relations. Wait, how do I differentiate them?
Remember you are recording.
Okay. Okay. Lesson 3. Termination is given in the time given bank customer shall within 60 days following the receipt of the notes deliver to the bank instructions specifying the names of the persons to whom the bank shall deliver the assets belonging to the affected portfolios. If notice of termination is given by the bank, customer shall within 60 days um, following the receipt of the notice deliver to bank instructions specifying the names of the persons to whom the bank shall deliver the assets. If notice of termination is given by bank, the customer shall, within the 30 days following the receipt of the notice, deliver the bank instructions specifying the names of the persons to whom the bank shall deliver their assets. Customer agrees that if the requested bank, if requested by the bank, customer will complete a self-assessment of the customer's operations, management, staff, systems, internal controls, training, and risk management practices that will otherwise be reviewed by the bank in an audit of customer. If the notice of termination is given by the bank, customer shall within 90 days following the receipt of the notice deliver the bank the instructions specifying the name of the persons to whom the bank deliver the assets. What's the basis of bank customer relationship? The bank customer relationship is essentially a contractual one. It is traditionally expressed as a debtor-creditor relationship. The bank accepts deposits from its customers and becomes their debtor, and the bank lends money to the customers and becomes their creditor. It's more than that. However, and contains other contractual incidents implied by the courts. In addition, the contract is overlaid by equity tort to lesser extent untitled, including consumer protection legislation. Although described in those terms, the bank customer relationship is not a normal data-related relationship where the data is required to seek out his or her creditor and repay the debt when it is due. A bank is entitled to and should wait for the demand for repayment. A withdrawal a withdrawal a withdrawal slip or equivalent, and the timing of the demand may be prescribed by the express terms of the contract, such as the term deposits. When considering the following incidents of the bank customer contractual relationship, it is important to remember that these can be varied express terms of the contract, which in turn are subject to limitations imposed by the statute and rules of public policy. And as the banking practice changes, the way in which they are expressed also change. The normal incidents of the relationship. The basic incidents of the bank customer relationship have been identified as the bank undertakes to receive money and collect bills for its customers' account. The bank borrows the money and proceeds from the customer and undertakes to repay them. On demand at the branch of the bank where the account work hours, the bank promises to repay in part of the amount due against an ambiguous written order of the customer addressed to the branch of the bank where account is kept. Conversely, the bank will not pay away any part of the amount due to customer without such order or other compulsion recognized by law. In written order by customer which requires the bank to pay a greater amount than the balance standing on the credit of the customer or an agreed overdraft limit may be declined into A. The bank will not cease to do the business with customer except on reasonable notice. The bank undertakes preserve the bank undertakes to observe the secrecy with respect of the customer's accounts, information acquired from the account, and other information acquired in the character of the customer, bank, or subject. The customs and usage of the banks is implied in the contract known and accepted. Both parties are bound by any statutory responsibilities or rights. That's the end of today's lesson. Until next time. I want to end it. So where's the word end?
There's point here, doesn't say end.
Yeah? Where? Here. Then it's supposed to bring me certain information. Where is that information?
Didn't click end. Didn't click on end. There's an
Oh.
end meeting for